Head to Safeway this week and enjoy these amazing deals. Clip coupons from the weekly mailer or download them from the Safeway app to breeze through checkout. Fire up the grill for burgers with Signature Select 80% lean ground beef mega pack 6 pounds or more for $4.99 per pound. And sweet corn 8 ears for just $1 limited items. Enjoy a clip or click offer on red cherries for $1.99 per pound, limit 4 pounds. Visit Safeway.com for more details. See you in the aisles.
Thank you for calling the Bombas Comfort Line. Bombas make socks, slippers, tees, and underwear made with the highest quality materials. Press 1 for comfort, 2 for style, 3 for donation. You chose style. Bombas has styles for whatever you enjoy. You can run in Bombas, lounge in Bombas, dress them up, dress them down, but always give back in Bombas. Because with every item purchased, another is donated. Bombas, comfort worth calling for. Go to bombas.com/audio and use code AUDIO for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com and use code AUDIO.
They never mentioned this at vet school.
Having now retired as a veterinarian, it is time to reimagine the long-running vet podcast. Let's drop the clinical stuff and talk about the things that were never mentioned at vet school. This is the podcast I could have made a long time ago. Maybe I was in denial. I've been retired from clinical veterinary practice for 6 years now, but I have only just relinquished my practicing certificate. Why did it take so long? They never mentioned this at vet school. It seemed so final ticking that box on the Veterinary Council registration page that simply said retired. I've been doing enough vet-related work to keep my knowledge current, but why was I even doing that? Now that I've ticked that box, I think I can finally tell you why it took me so long. Identity. Pure and simple identity. I was Bryan Gregor, the vet. Spending 35 years working and living in a town of only, 25 or 30,000 people. Sporting groups, school boards, animal welfare groups, the local media now and then. That was my descriptor. Being introduced to someone outside the work environment, it was usually, this is Bryan Gregor, the vet. Going out was always a bit of a mission. A simple visit to the supermarket could take twice as long as expected, much to my family's frustration, because I'd come across someone in every aisle who wanted to chat, almost always about their animals, how they're responding to the treatment I'd started, a list of the symptoms their cat was showing, or just some little anecdote about something cute that their dog had been up to. A standing joke with the family is they'd ask me afterwards if I actually knew who I'd been talking to. Often, I have to admit I didn't have a bloody clue. Social occasions were the same. Animals, like the weather, are a good, safe icebreaker. I'd end up listening to people I often didn't know talk to me about their pets' health conditions or some little anecdote they thought I would appreciate. Did this annoy or frustrate me? Honestly, no. It just came with the territory. I suspect I'm not alone. I know plenty of other people in town who are their jobs: dentists, physiotherapists, builders, orthopaedic surgeons. I've even watched a woman corner a gynecologist at a party about her own ailment. So here's the question I've been pondering. If I am not now a vet, what am I? On one level, I still am and always will be. I've still got this podcast where I get to talk to interesting people from around the world about animal health. I mentor a group of young veterinarians. We've still got animals at home: cows, cats, chickens, sheep, and the families and neighbours' animals to give learned advice on. But is that still my identity? Honestly, no. And for 6 years, I didn't really have an answer for what was. COVID helped peel back the old one, oddly enough. New Zealand had strict mask requirements, so I spent the first year of retirement behind a mask. People didn't recognise me. I also grew a beard. I like to think I look a bit like Sean Connery now. When I mention that to people, they laugh, so I don't mention that anymore. But masks come off, and what I found underneath surprised me a bit. Travel has been a big part of it. Sharon, my wife, and I have had a chance to get properly off the beaten track. The kind of places you simply don't get to when you have to be back to the clinic in a week. And more than places themselves, it's been about the people. We've met some wonderful like-minded folk along the way, and a few of them have become genuine friends. That's not nothing. When your identity used to come pre-packaged with a whole town's worth of relationships, even if half of them were really relationships with their dog's ear infection, you have to go and build new ones from scratch. Travel turned out to be where a lot of that happened. The other part snuck up on me a bit more. Sharon retired from her high-pressure government job around the same time I stepped back, and she went back to something that she'd set aside years ago: painting. She's a genuinely good artist, and somewhere in the past few years, without really applying for the position, I became her business manager. It turns out 35 years of running a veterinary practice doesn't just teach you about animals. I run the website, handle the digital catalogues, do the unglamorous SEO work so that people can actually find her online. I look after the finances and sales.
Your wedding begins here. You've found your person. Now find your perfect place. Welcome to Marin County, where your love story meets its perfect setting. Exchange vows beneath ancient redwoods on a sun-kissed beach or overlooking the sparkling San Francisco Bay. Whether you're planning an intimate elopement or a grand affair, Marin offers the space and the spirit to make your wedding uniquely yours. Discover where forever begins at visitmarin.org and explore the weddings page for details.
Shaping policy for California's youngest children, First 5 California's 2026 Summit brings together policymakers, advocates, and early childhood professionals to move systems forward statewide. If this work is yours, we hope you'll be there. Register now at ccfc.ca.gov.
That's a million miles away from running a vet practice as it happens. Clients, invoices, keeping the book straight, making sure people who want some of Sharon's art can find it and buy it. I just swapped vaccination reminders for gallery sales. If you want to see what I'm flogging, sorry, that's probably the wrong term. If you want to see what I am representing, you can find Sharon's work at taylorsart.co.nz. And it's not only the business side that carried over. I've taken up cheese making of all things, and it startled me how much it echoes the old job. Sterility matters. The process is precise. The timings aren't negotiable, and if you try to rush any part of it, you'll know about it later, usually the hard way. 40 years of being careful and exact for a living doesn't just switch off because you've handed in your practicing certificate. So, if you asked me a decade ago what Bryan Gregor would be doing in retirement, the vet had a pretty clear answer already. Now, I'm the bloke who travels a lot, mentors young vets, still gets cornered in the supermarket about someone's cats, makes a passable wheel of Parmesan, and runs the marketing and finances and the sales for his wife's art business. So, who's left if I'm not Bryan Gregor the vet? Turns out quite a lot. Not just all under one easy label anymore. And honestly, I'm all right with that. Travel, mentoring, marketing, passable Parmesan, funny old retirement. They never mentioned this at vet school either. If any of this has struck a chord, if you're staring down your own version of that registration form, ticking your own box marked retired, or just wondering who you are once the job stops doing the talking for you, whatever your job may be, get in touch with me and tell me your story. And if you want to see where some of that retired energy actually went, have a look at Sharon's paintings at taylorsart.co.nz. I'm Bryan Gregor, not just the vet anymore, but mentor, traveller, cheesemaker, and apparently an art dealer. They never mentioned this at vet school. I'm Bryan Gregor from the Vet Podcast. If you got something out of this episode, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you would like to contribute or comment, we would love to hear from you.
Best thing that's ever happened to you financially. Go.
Easy. Sold my car on Carvana. Amazing offer.
Really? I hit 200 on a scratcher.
Did the scratcher come to your house and hand you a check?
No.
How many scratchers did you hit to get that? I hit a button on Carvana.com once.
Okay, that's fair.
It's like the lottery, except you always win.
Not like the lottery at all, actually.
Exactly. Inexplicably good. Offers worth bragging about. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Imagine you finally have a free day out on the town. You're about to enjoy a nice lunch when you get the alert that a window's been broken at home and you're miles away. These are the wake-up calls that remind us, in 1 second, everything can change. ADT security systems are built for those moments. They help keep your home safer with 24/7 monitoring. No one wants to feel unsafe at home or vulnerable when you're away. And with ADT, you won't. Their systems are professionally installed by trained technicians, so you can trust them to watch out for your home from day one. ADT has the most company-operated monitoring centers in the industry, and the ADT Plus app lets you keep tabs on your home from anywhere you have service. You'll get the alerts that matter about your home safety. Don't wait to prepare your home for an emergency. When every second counts, count on ADT. Visit ADT.com. That's ADT.com. Or call 1-800-ADT-ASAP. That's 1-800-ADT-ASAP.